Good morning, peoples. I'm about to go over something that is going to be crystal clear obvious to just about everything you see in life. A lot of people notice what I'm about to talk about, but they just haven't been able to put words to it. And they can't really describe the people they're coming across, but I think I've figured out how to put an exact button on what's going on. There are three different types of people that you'll run into in life. And each one of those people has basically ascended a ladder of life, consciousness in a way, where they get to a different higher plane of thinking. And we all climb the same ladder, all right? We all start from one spot, and we all end up at the other place sooner or later, or we never get there. But there are three modes of life. And the first I'll talk about is the to me mode. Let me explain. For some people, and for me when I first started life, and for just about anybody, when they first exist, all of life happens to them. You know, if you watch the movie Cinderella, Cinderella just kind of waits around, and one day Prince Charming just magically appears, and Cinderella's life is amazing. But that's Disneyland thinking. It's not real thinking. And you'll notice a lot of people think that way. Like they'll be working at jobs and, you know, they'd always say, man, if it wasn't for this guy, or if it wasn't for this person's decision, or if it wasn't for that, I'd be awesome. It gets really annoying. And you're going to find these type of people live in what I call and a lot of other people call victim mode. All right, victim mode is incredibly toxic because it keeps you stuck at a certain point in life, and I'm not just talking about finances. I'm talking about just complete enjoyment of it. Because if you're letting life be completely driven by external circumstances, it's going to suck because you're going to have no control. You're going to feel loved because someone gave you something or someone told you so. It's not going to just come from you. You're going to feel success because maybe your boss had some great decisions. You're going to just feel like you have no control. And it's great because you can blame others for the failures. But it sucks because you don't get to gain the confidence of achieving the successes on your own. And you're going to have a hard time hanging out with other people in this next peer group that I'm about to talk about. And it's number 2. And these people are what I call the life happens by me section. All right. And in this life happens by me section, these people tend to be the ones that take life by the horns. All right. Maybe they're a person that takes, they get fired from a job and they're like, you know what, I'm going to start up my own business. I've been saying I'm going to do that for a long time. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to execute that plan. I'm going to make life happen. I'm going to make myself have 1 billion friends because I'm going to make sure that I invite a lot of people out and I invest in people and I make myself have an awesome network. Now, those are people that are living because they're taking life by the horns. They're taking control of their situation. And that's awesome. Like if you want to start doing pretty good in life, and I call this the, I don't know, $200,000 to $1 million a year annual income life. Maybe you can get up to $2 million. You're going to live in buy me mode. You're going to be very controlling because you're going to learn that life happens because you can control it and manipulate it in certain ways, and you can manifest your desires and dreams by taking control of things. And that's cool. And you're going to find those people when you ascended that ladder, when you used to hang out with a lot of to me people that lived in that victim mentality, you're going to start talking to Susie who's still living in that to me mentality, and you're going to say, Susie, you don't need to think like that. You need to just take control of your situation and it'll be so much better. Like this, maybe she came from a marriage that wasn't so good, and she'd be like, Vicky, you don't need to be treated like that. You need to express the problems to your husband. You need to get a plan of action going, and you need to make your life good. But that person, that victim mentality, all they want to do is just complain. They just want to be like, Billy Joe, just he never cares. He never buys me flowers. He's mean. He's not nice. He's always grumpy. You know, life is just constantly happening to them, or their job. They don't pay me enough. They just won't do anything that I'm interested in. It gets annoying, and you can see that. You can see that when people in the to me mentality, that victim mentality, try to hang out with the by me mentality. There's only two things that can happen from there when they start to hang out. All right, the first thing is either those people in the by me mentality, they love the person that to me mentality so much that they're like, you can do this. You just need to start taking control of your situation, and anything can happen to you. Anything. Or this happens. Susie, I'm busy. I just don't have time. And you just lose contact with Susie, because if you hang out with too many people like that in the victim mode, you start to become the victim again. And why is that? Life happens because of the law of averages. You are the average of the 5 to 10 people you spend the most time with. And if you're spending the most time with, say, 8 people that are recreational pot smokers, playing video games all day long, eating Cheetos, you're probably going to become the 9th or 10th person in that peer group. And you're going to notice your motivation start to shrink down. You're going to become like the group. It's the way it happens. Now, I did a mastermind here in Raleigh, and I was pretty much the lowest person on the totem pole in the group. Everyone else was an 8-figure earner, 10 million plus. And hanging out with those people, you start to realize there's so many tactics and strategies and ways of being that you're not in doing. And that if you want to ascend up into a different level, you need to start doing things differently. So what I'm trying to say is that people learn by osmosis, and people are the average of the 5 to 10 others that they spend the most time with. Just pure none. So say you're in that victim mentality. You desperately want to get over it. What are you going to do? I would say you need to do this, and it's hard because it's like cutting a cancer out of your life. But if everyone around you, because this is what's going to happen, everyone around you, because you're in victim mode, is going to be in victim mode too, and you're going to see that. And if you want to cut that cancer out, you unfortunately have to cut people out that you're very used to in your life. Things that are very comfortable, some comfortable ways of thinking, comfortable food, comfortable everything. And you're going to start to get uncomfortable. And you're going to want to hang out with people that are living in buy me mode. And you're going to find people in buy me mode they're just too good for me. They just think they're so awesome. They're just always so busy doing what they think is important, but they're so annoying. See it happen all the time. The fact is, those people in buy me mode are making life happen. So yeah, they do technically get busy. You know, maybe they're a person that runs an agency, and they're just busy with clients all day long. They're working hard, making life happen, and they just don't have time to hang out with you. So what I would say, if you really do want to spend more time with them, do things pro bono. Help them out in the office, where you do get some one-on-one time, where maybe you get to go to dinners with them and start to hang out. And just like osmosis, you get to see how they're living life, how they're in control, how they're literally holding the horns of the bull and riding it. All right. So you surround yourself by those people, but those people get pretty annoying after a while. And I like those people because I was there for the longest time. I remember being 22, going to motivational conferences by Tony Robbins and stuff nonstop, and I'd hang out with people that were living in the victim mentality role. And when I'd find them, I would find I want to get them out of that victim mentality mode so badly. And most of the time I just end up annoying the crap out of them and making them want to avoid me. and they'd go back to their other victim mentality people and talk about how annoying I was. And I get it. It took me 10 years to figure that out. But I get it. Maybe it wasn't 10 years, just a couple years. But looking back, it felt like a long time because I had lost some good friends. Well, you can't change people. All right? There's a quote that I love. You can't teach a pig to fly. Not only can you not teach a pig to fly, it annoys the pig. So don't do that. What you need to do is just realize you're on your own journey. And if you want to go up the ladder, you have to find other people that are in that buy me mode too. But there's a point where that just gets annoying and maybe it caps off where you're at. You're ready for the next mode. And this next mode is what I call life happens for me. And now, everyone that I've ever met that is making between over 3 million, into the tens to the hundreds of millions of dollars, has to get comfortable here in the for me. In the buy me section, you're completely obsessed with control because you've figured out that when you take control of things, put effort into it, magic happens. And it does. The problem is there's only so much of you to go around. And the opportunities can kind of become limitless. It's a big world. There's a lot of opportunity out there, and there's a lot of people that don't do things the way you do. So what you need to get to is the next mode, which is the for me mode, where life happens for you. What you need to do is let go of control when you get here. You need to hire other people that can replace you. People that can come in and basically do the tasks that you do so you can do other things, I could take a smaller example, like in your home. Say you live a busy home life. You got a lot of kids. It's busy. You don't have enough time for cooking. You're always at soccer and all that crap. What you could do is, let go of a little control. Let someone in your house. Get yourself a house manager. Someone that plans your days around your house, who helps out with meals, who helps out with setting things up, setting up social functions, because that takes a lot of time. And at first, maybe you're just so used to it. Maybe you're a person that's really schedule oriented and you want 100% control over it. But you realize you have to start depending on other people. If you have a company and you have a great idea, you have no choice. If you're really, this is what happened to me. I set up a 7-figure business and I'm putting all my effort into marketing because that's what I'm good at. So I'm making this incredible marketing strategy that's just converting lots of customers. But by the time they're in, the product sucks because we were spending all our time on bringing customers in that we weren't spending time with what they were getting at the end. And it makes for a pretty crappy buying experience. And it was because I was totally in control of everything. I wasn't depending on other people to do other things, What we could have done was I could have hired a few other people that could have helped me do these other various projects. Maybe they wouldn't do it exactly the way I do. But that kind of stuff is a huge help. Sorry, my gardener just rolled through. He wanted to ask me some questions. Anyways, back to for me. So, a great place you can meet a lot of people that are living in the for me mentality are conferences. Believe it or not. I mean, there's a lot of people that are stuck in buy me, and there's some victim people that are going just desperately hoping something will happen. But you're going to find people that just show up at these conferences or anywhere, and they can just make magic happen anywhere they go. There's this person that I hang out with who's a advisor, and he can literally meet somebody at a Starbucks and make a $200,000 deal happen just from there. life's happening for him. You'll go to a conference where everyone's learning how to sell better on the internet. And you're there and you find a partner who strategically will change the complete trajectory of your business for him and you, make something amazing happen for both of you. A lot of people, when they get into that for me mentality, start to realize that adding extra parts isn't just an extra expense. You actually create synergies where 2 parts together don't just equal 2, it equals 3. And when you split that 3, it's better than just the one working all by yourself, toiling. And if you do that time and time again and build a big, great organization, you can see what can be left for the person that starts it. So when you see a big organization, you see someone making a ton of money at the top and you're like, wow, that's really unfair. Just think of all the opportunity that person distributed over the whole sea of people out there. What if they didn't exist? Those opportunities wouldn't exist. And if they weren't in for me mode, if they were living in a victim mentality, you wouldn't even have that job. All right. So yeah, just mention this in your life. Just see when you can find that. Maybe you can find some people in your life. Just think of them right now. And think of people that are just living in victim mentality. All right. Maybe they're people that are close to you. And it's tough because you can't let them go and they're in your life. I get it. But don't let them take over your brain. Don't let them suck away the warrior inside you, because you're capable of so much more. You can still love them, but sometimes love has to be from a distance. And when you get into that buy me mode, just remember, you can't control a $1 billion company on your own. It will fail. It will fail big time. You need to understand, if you want to get to a big point in your life where you're just influencing a lot of things and people and everybody, you're going into the for me mode. You're helping others and they're helping you. You're coming out with a tender heart to others and helping them. And they're helping you. All right, my friends, don't be a victim. See ya.